Charles Manson leaving court in Los Angeles in December 1969. The crimes of Mr. Manson and his followers, with their undercurrents of drugs, rock and roll and Satanism, terrified and mesmerized the American public. Credit to Ali Fong, Associated Press. Good morning. Here's what you need to know. He was one of the most notorious killers of the 20th century, emerging in the late 1960s as the wild-eyed leader of a murderous band of young drifters. Mr. Manson died on Sunday at a hospital in California. At 83, he had spent most of his life behind bars. Here's what became of the members of the so-called Manson family, known in particular for the 7 murders in 1969 that included the actress Sharon Tate. In a video, we examined Mr. Manson's peculiar influence on pop culture, Republicans are counting on the repeal of the Affordable Care Act's unpopular insurance mandate to help pay for their effort to rewrite the tax code. But evidence suggests that the savings could be far less than anticipated, largely because many who qualify for the subsidies will still want to take advantage of them. We also looked at the disagreement over the potential effect of the Senate's plan on the taxes of lower-income Americans. This weekend, The Times published the first part of an investigation that reveals how the needs of New York City's aging, overburdened transit system have grown while politicians have consistently steered money away. Among our findings, the maintenance budget has barely changed in more than 2 decades, while daily ridership has nearly doubled. It's genuinely shocking how much of every dollar that goes to the MTA is spent on expenses that have nothing to do with running the subway, one former city official said. The rapid fall of Zimbabwe's president, whose legendary guile and ruthlessness helped him outmaneuver countless adversaries over nearly 4 decades, probably has surprised no one more than Robert Mugabe himself. Our reporter in Harare, the country's capital, traced the chain of events that led to his demise. In a speech on Sunday, Mr. Mugabe, 93, shocked the nation by refusing to say whether he would resign. His party has said he must step down by today or face impeachment. Republicans are installing conservative judges at a rate not seen in decades. Listen on a computer, an iOS device or an Android device. As debt levels rise, creditors are taking increasingly tough actions to chase people who fall behind on student loan repayments. 20 states suspend the professional licenses of those who default. The Times found more than 50 owners of Chrysler's newest minivan, the Pacifica, have reported instances of the engine suddenly shutting off. The automaker sees no sign of a consistent problem. Separately, Honda announced it was recalling about 800,000 Odyssey minivans in the U.S. A decision is expected in Nebraska today on the construction of the Keystone XL pipeline. It's among the headlines to this week. U.S. stocks were down on Friday. Here's a snapshot of global markets. Tips, both new and old, for a more fulfilling life, liberal arts are doomed, and 5 other myths about choosing a college major, how to prepare for cold and flu season, recipe of the day, make a basic cranberry sauce before Thanksgiving, pastors in Alabama faced a quandary what to say, if anything, about Roy Moore, a Border Patrol agent was killed and his partner seriously injured in an attack in Texas, according to the authorities, and to Senator Ted Cruz. President Trump fired back after the father of one of the basketball players who were recently detained in China played down the president's involvement in the release. "I should have left them in jail," Mr. Trump tweeted. It's been 25 years since the Clintons first reached the White House. An event in Little Rock, Ark, for the anniversary was tempered by Hillary Clinton's loss last year. Tom Brady has now thrown 2 count passes in 3 countries. Playing in Mexico City, he and the New England Patriots trounced the Oakland Raiders, 338. Here's the rest of Sunday's NFL scores. Justice League made $96 million, but it was enough for the top spot at North American box offices. Analysts had expected at least $110 million. Detroit's revival. In today's 360 video, visit a city in the midst of a renewal after its economy, led by the auto industry, was hit hard in 2008, in memoriam. Jana Novotná, a Czech tennis star, famously cried on the Duchess of Kent's shoulder after losing in the Wimbledon final only to triumph at the same tournament 5 years later, in 1998. She was 49, Jana Novotná, with her Wimbledon singles trophy in 1998. Her 16 other Grand Slam titles were doubles and mixed doubles. Credit Pascal Pavani, Agence France Presse, Getty Images. Malta earned a place in the Country Music Hall of Fame with hits like Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town. He also employed a stutter to humorous and self-deprecating effect on stage. He was 85. Malcolm Young helped found the Australian rock band AC/DC. Known for the power chord riffs and ear-splitting vocals of including Highway to Hell, the group sold more than 72 million albums in the US. He was 64. Quotation of the day: now and again, a tour bus of foreigners stops by. Some of them love it. Others will spit their first bite into a tissue. Wu Hsup-ing, owner of Dai Family House of Unique Stink in Taipei, Taiwan, which specializes in stinky tofu, a fermented Taiwan staple. London is not going to sleep tonight. At least that is the impression given by the many thousands who thronged around Buckingham Palace. That was a dispatch in the New York Times in 1947 on the day before Princess Elizabeth of Britain married Lieutenant Philip Mountbatten, the Duke of Edinburgh. Today, as Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, they celebrate their 70th anniversary. Princess Elizabeth, the future Queen, riding a carriage through London after her wedding in 1947 to Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. Credit Agence France Presse, Getty Images. The festivities will be muted, the British media reported. Elizabeth, 91, and her consort, 96, have scaled back public events in recent months. In August, Prince Philip made his final solo public appearance before retiring from his official duties. This month, the Queen delegated a Remembrance Sunday ceremony to Prince Charles in what was seen as a step in the monarchy's transition. But the day of the wedding was anything but muted. Our report at the time recounted that it must have set a record in decibels. Drew Middleton, who covered Europe for The Times during and after World War II, was in the crowd outside Buckingham Palace. Through field glasses you saw a healthy, happy girl and a grinning young naval officer, he wrote. Patrick Bowler contributed reporting, ________. Your morning briefing is published weekdays at 6 a.m. Eastern and updated all morning. Browse past briefings here. If photographs appear out of order, please download the updated New York Times app from iTunes or Google Play. What would you like to see here? Contact us at briefing@nighttimes.com. You can get the briefing delivered to your inbox Sunday through Friday. We have 4 global editions, timed for the Americas, Europe, Asia and Australia, and an evening briefing on weeknights. Check out our range of free newsletters here.